It's really pretty.
Thank you.
Okay. Angels.
My my sister found this pattern online, and she gave me, it's like a, I can't remember the person that made it, but anyway, it looked almost like more country. The person did them in these brown colors and burgundies and stuff, and actually had like little faces on the angels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so my sister did it her way, and she made it for CURE, which is Cure Childhood Cancer, which is a I guess a charity that we all know and love.
Yeah.
And so they had an auction, a silent auction, and I guess because of the pandemic, you know, it's usually in person, but this was online, and not many people I guess attended it or whatever, but I went ahead and bid on it because I told her when she was making it, I said, I have to have that quilt. And she said, no, I'm giving it to CURE. And so she's like, no, I'm not, I'm going to go ahead and give it to him. And when she gave it to him, she's like, it's killing me to give this away because I love this quilt so much. And so I bid on it, and I got the winning bid. And I didn't tell her until I got it in the mail. And I said, guess what? I sent her a picture of it, and she goes, oh no. So it's mine, and she can't take it away.
That's awesome.
That's great. How big is it?
It's not like a bed quilt, so it's just a throw, but it's obviously longer than it is tall. But
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how big it is, but it's even prettier in person. It's just, she does a lot with batiks, as you can see, and all of the little angel, the heads are all appliqued on, but the bodies are all pieced, and then she just, you know, put on the border and then the big border or whatever. But anyway, so it's mine.
Very pretty. Yeah. Very
Good for
sweet.
you.
Like it.
Carol Ann.
Yes, that's it's of course it's the quilt top, but it's using Missouri stars, 2 times 2 or something like that, 2 plus 2, and it's very easy. It's a jelly roll. You sew all the strips together by 2s, and then just cut them either the 4-inch or the 9-inch.
Okay.
So ever how you want to put it together, there are many ways, but anyway,
Pretty.
it's done.
It's beautiful.
Very pretty.
Very nice.
So is the actual block, okay, you've got the white piece, and then you have the 2 here and then the 2 there. Is that
Exactly right.
it? Okay.
Easy.
And then I guess you could turn it any way you wanted to.
Oh, you can. I've seen it. Well, she showed it one way that Ron chose to do it, and then she said there were 8 other ways that she found to do it.
Yeah, that's a cool piece. I like the colors in it too.
Thanks.
What's it for?
I just made it.
Just made it. The best ones. I just made it.
It was an easy pattern, and I had a jelly roll, and so go for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Okay, Pat.
Okay, we'll start at the back, and that's my last one. I have a friend in California who loves succulents and is always sending pictures of her latest gardens. This is what I made her for Christmas. This is a new creative grids. I think it's one of their crazy 8s, but you can actually do it so you can get a star in the center. So I was playing with different orientations. This is some fabric I had bought years ago, and I'd done a quilt or 2 for the charity bee, and then had stashed this in a box and said, I'll do something for Ernestine one of these days. I found this as I was cleaning things out. So this is it's approximately 16 by 16 piece, and I put Insul Bright in it so it can be used to put hot plates on. And I think I also made her then 4 placemats in the succulent with the green various, but they're just plain placemats. I didn't take pictures of them.
Pat, your binding is gorgeous on this thing.
That is a stitch. I've been doing a lot of stitching on bindings now,
Mhm.
particularly for things like placemats and pot, this kind of thing. And I've gotten a pretty good method of doing it. And I'm also using single fold on a lot of stuff, just for a change,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
that's
tired of the
gorgeous.
regular
It's beautifully
bindings, so-
bound. Okay, I'm not sure which one is next
Probably the one with the batik.
with the panel in the center.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Again, as people know, I'm cleaning out my stash. I found tucked in the corner of a box this wonderful little batik panel, cats, and a very small piece of hand dyed fabric, which obviously I bought together, and I think I bought it at 2 or 3 expos ago. I've had it for a long time, and I said, "Oh, this needs to be done." So I had just enough of but this is as big as I could make it with the hand dyed I had. So I just whipped it together and then just used a built-in quilting stitch and kept it very simple. To me, when fabrics are this interesting, and I'm not doing this for a show, I'm doing it for me. It's hanging up here with my Thanksgiving decorations. I said, I'm just going to keep it simple.
Yeah.
It's very pretty.
But what's
Very
really
nice.
fun, if you go to the one that shows the back, is I had this done. I said,
Is
I
that
got to
the
find a
solid
back.
piece? Is that one?
That's this.
Okay.
Wow.
And I happened
Woo.
to see this piece of fabric laying in one of my totes. I said, oh, goody, that goes with it. So I put that on the back. And then I had all this extra fabric because I must have had 2 yards of that. And that whole thing is about, what did I say, 17 by 19 or something. It's small. And I said, okay, we've got to do something with this. So now you can go to my last one.
Okay. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I like
This
that.
is that same pattern as I did the succulent. Only I fussy cut the diamond piece.
Mhm.
And then
Very
if you can, maybe you can blow it a little bit, the giraffes, it's tons of oranges and purples, which are not necessarily the colors I normally use, but I got a bunch of them at least a couple of them from Deb Henderson. And then I found a couple of
Yeah.
more. So then I just randomed out the rest of it.
Oh, I hadn't seen the giraffes.
Yeah. And the whole back, I backed it with the giraffe fabric, and I still have a couple of yards of that left.
Yeah, that's
So
really
this has
cool.
just been,
Yeah, it's really
again,
pretty.
this one's about 23 inches square. I've been having a lot of fun with that. I've used that same template to do 1, 2, 3 Christmas quilts, which you'll probably see at the next meeting. Variations on it.
And do they go together pretty quickly?
If you pay attention, they go together and you don't have to do it with this diamond sort of four place. The pattern
Well,
basically
let's
shows
see,
it
I'll pay
random,
attention.
and I've done one random. Most of
Mhm.
mine was looking to try to get a star in the center. And when I show the ones next time, I will show you why I've done a couple of extra ones because I goofed. After having done it twice, I did it wrong 2 different ways.
Yeah, it's amazing that and that are the same pattern.
Exactly. Well, see, this one I duplicated the fabric. I only used 4 fabrics instead of 5
Okay.
because I put the
And then that
succulent,
one.
and this one has 5 fabrics in it.
I like your quilting on it. Just that simple undulating line is very.
Yeah, that I found a good way of doing that. I have various and sundry curved rulers, including my dad's whole set of French curves from drafting.
Mhm.
And I found I can just take those and cut it out on, what's it called? Not Vortex, but it's like that. It's that real heavy stuff that you can use. Polartex or something like that.
Mm.
And that, and you can make a temp,
Polytech, please.
that real heavy stuff that you can use from baskets and things.
Mhm.
And then you can just freehand it. You make a thing, you put that down, and you just trace around it, stitch around just next to it with I'm just using I don't even use my walking foot for this. Put one line down, and then you just echo quilt the rest of it out.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great idea to use that fleece to lay down the first line
It's not a fleece. It's
or whatever it is.
it's stuff you can use. It's really, really stiff. You can get it either fusible or non-fusible. I had gotten some to do something, and I had some left over, so I've been making templates for quilting. A whole lot easier
Timtex.
than drawing it and then having to get the dang line off. You can use it over and over again as long as you don't. And with my machine, I can, with my 1/4" foot on, I can run the needle right against my template.
Mhm.
And then I just use a gridded echo quilting book after that. But I'm not
Great
using
idea.
even feed because I don't like the even feed foot on my Viking.
So
I think
Pat
that's
and
the-
pottery, we can use the tar paper for roofing to make templates and patterns. And so that's something that's really thick, but you can cut it with scissors or X-Acto or a knife or something like that. And it's stiff, so you could use something like that too.
That's interesting.
But you have what you need.
It just
I'm not sure I put something called tar paper on my quilt.
It's not, it looks, I don't think there's any tar in it anymore,
Yeah,
but
probably
black
not.
liner. Yeah.
I've actually, done this using my plastic templates and just moving it over a 1/4 of an inch or the width of my foot. But what I like about using this, I want to call it vortex, and I know that's not right. This stabilize, really, really super heavy, stiff stabilizer is if you make a mistake and actually stitch into it, it doesn't hurt your doesn't hurt your machine, doesn't break your needle,
Mhm.
and you can just, itch that one stitch out and you're fine.
Yeah.
It's
That's good.
infinitely forgivable.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great idea.
Timtex. It's Timtex.
Yeah, something like, I can't remember.
Syntax,
the
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I've been working on. I want them to hang in my entryway. I have 2 big long areas. I wish they were a little bit bigger, but this is the pattern that I have, so that's where I'm going. And Linda's picking out paper on hers that she's been working on today too.
Yeah, if I could just get the edges even enough to put the borders on.
It's a
See, you got, different kind of quilting in them. That's neat.
sorry.
Different kind of quilting in them. Looks like you've got,
Actually, there's no quilting on this yet. This is just the piece.
Paper piece.
Yeah.
well, it looks up on the one on the left, looks like you've got circles up there. And then
Yeah.
the one on the right, looks like you've got street,
That's the fabric. That's just the fabric that I used. I used a lot of different scrap fabrics in it.
very nice.
Yeah.
How big is it?
I'd say it's they're probably about 22 inches wide and maybe 40, a little bit, let's see, probably about 45 to 46 long.
Not quite that big, I don't think.
Is it not? I made mine a little bit bigger. They had that first border only being 1/2 inch, and I decided I wanted it to be 1 inch. So that's a little
Oh,
bit.
well, then it is big. Then it will be bigger.
Yeah, then I think the outside is as well. But Denise Stanchek made one that was taller and wider, and so I really would have liked that one better, I think, but I'm not remaking it. So this is gonna be just fine.
The one Denise made was 26 by 76.
Okay.
Wow.
Woo!
So who knows? I mean, maybe next year I'll make one, but not this year. My goal is to have it done by Friday, so when I decorate, I can put it up. So we'll see how that
Yeah,
goes.
yeah, well, it's coming along, but it didn't quite measure out on the edges like I thought it would.
Yeah,
So I'm having to adjust mine a little bit.
yeah, I fudged a little bit on mine too.
You mean your points went off the edge or?
Yeah,
They're really close to being off the edge on mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you get, because of the angles, you're sewing them together on this angle right here, and if you get just a little bit
Yeah.
off on it, it throws the points into different places.
And
Yeah.
there's really no registration mark to match those points up either. So that's the hard point.
Ooh,
That might
bummer.
be something to do if we do it again, would be to mark those registration points as you're drawing out the pattern,
I guess,
just
yeah.
to put your own on there.